And this thing's going quick already. We got Robson on the front, number 38, in the blue for 10-speed Hero. You see a lot of tempo early on in this race with, it's actually, I think, officially 19 at the rail to start. Pretty good size field. Stretched out in here, nearly single file, signaling that the speed is pretty high to open things up. No surprise here. And this isn't a terribly long race for this big a field. 1 lap per rider is a pretty short scratch, all considered, especially with some strong riders amongst this group. At 18 to go. Matty Hers, number 22, comes across the finish line at the front for a moment. A couple quick rotations here as riders kind of finding who's going to take the next lead. Pretty quick looking group here still. A lot of rotation, a lot of movement. You can see riders peeling off the front kind of quickly here as the tempo is just fast enough. Riders are trying to be a little bit selfish here, make sure they're not spending too much energy just working for everybody else in this group. You have to balance that out. The speed that you're trying to save for yourself versus the speed you need to kind of apply as your weapon against the other riders here. Keeping it quick. If you've got the overall athleticism, your advantage is to keep it rolling. You want to keep this thing moving. Surgeon looking at the front for a moment there, peels off behind now 2 more riders, making it a small little break of 3. That's Robson again, keeping it quick at the very front. In this field, so far this season, without a doubt, it's been Merrick Gallagher's race to lose every single time we start with this field. The junior rider for Waterline Racing has been an absolute force to be reckoned with. He's wearing number 3, although I think he's only got the number on his left side, so we'll have to talk to him about that. I mean, he did graduate high school, so he can follow some rules at least. But every time you tune in to watch the racing for the Cat 1-2s, Merrick Gallagher is going to make a splash at some point, so keep your eyes peeled for him. Now to the front, let's see what we got going on. It looks like we got Galen Erickson, number 25 for Coalition Cycling, now on the move. Waterline Racing has got Tyson Danielson, number 10, right there on the wheel. And a little bit of a gap. There's number 3. Gallagher starting to respond as well. The rest of the field all lined up. The chase is being figured out here pretty quickly. That looks to be Wyatt Paul trying to hold on to this breakup part as well. That's the rider in the blue with the white helmet. Couple of really high-speed record holding efforts that he's put together. He's known as the Kilo specialist. He's always also put in some very fast times in the Flying 200. So if he can stay in the group, he's a hard one to beat in a sprint. So really the challenge here, your top 2 favorites, Wyatt Paul, number 67, who's now kind of mid-group there, and number 3, Merrick Gallagher. They want to race this thing very differently. Gallagher's got great top speed, no question. But he wants this thing to be really fast throughout the race, does Gallagher, because if he can keep it really fast, he's going to tire out that sprinter, Paul, and not let him have a chance at the finish line. Gallagher is no slouch in a sprint either, so keep watching number 3 in his position throughout this race. Also keep your eye on number 1 here tonight, also for 10-speed hero, Andrew Martin. Multi-time champion in many events throughout here at the Velodrome and at nationals level. He wears rider number 1 as he was the winner of last year's Rider of the Year competition and is off to a pretty good start this year as well. A little break from the front here. The green is one of our out-of-towners. That looks to be Stuart Gardner, I believe, number 36. He's got the pickle uniform on tonight. It's the Pickle Juice team leading the way on this lap. Showing 11 to go when they cross the line that time. No real losses at the back just yet, although we're starting to see the pain start to hit some of our riders here. It's been quite quick through the first half of this race. After this race, Kiddie Kilo riders, we're going to start thinking about queuing you up, so don't go anywhere just yet. 10 to go. All the way across the track. There's number 5, Chris Wilson, for the Found Cycling Guild. One of our road teams that we see compete throughout all the events here in Western Washington. He's kind of the mainstay of the track of that particular organization. We get to see a lot of Chris here. He wears rider number 5, finishing 5th in the Rider of the Year competition last year. Thanks for your patience out there on the live stream. Hope everybody's enjoying tonight's broadcast. If you're out there on the chat, don't forget to leave a comment where you're watching from or leave a little bit of positivity about some of the riders if you're here to support somebody. We'd love to see it. Also, if you're here in the park and you want to take advantage of the live stream to ask a question, we are watching the chat throughout tonight, so don't be afraid to take a look. Here goes number 67. We're talking about Wyatt Paul earlier. This is an interesting move. This is a breakaway that nobody seems to be responding to just yet. It's kind of just Paul on his own right now. A little bit of chase here from Stuart Gardner. Look all the way back at the field. We've got one rider sneaking out. That's going to be, I think, is that Robson again? I think it is. Here comes the rest of the field now. They come out from the high part of the track, take over down the sprinter's lane. That's Harrison Devine, number 2, now leading the way for the field in pursuit of the leaders. Devine, number 2, finishing second in the Rider of the Year contest last year. Haven't seen him every single week, but when he's here, he's also a great racer in terms of endurance especially. Loves to be in the break, loves to set things up. Wyatt Paul just putting in a big dig here. The home crowd giving him some help, number 67. Looks like he's just trying to turn this thing as long as he can out in front of the rest of this field, and now he's going to sit up above the blue line, maybe thinking his race night is over for this scratch race. We'll see. That might be Lynch that followed up, as well as Stuart Gardner at the front. Right behind is going to be Robson in the chase. Coalition's coming up. There's Chris Wilson in the green. Another coalition joining in. I believe that's going to be Galen again, making his way up. So the bridging effort here to get to the front is nearly connected. And with 6 to go, that is number 37 on the front. Aaron Halfacker, not who I thought it was at first. Getting his, I believe his upgrade is Halfacker is new to this field, if I'm not mistaken. And looking pretty good out here tonight. So Cat 3 making his first showing here at the Cat 1-2s. Trying to get a little bit of action off the front. Part of what keeps this racing group so interesting is you get these mid-season upgrades from the Cat 3s. Kind of reinvigorates and re-energizes the field with some new riders. Here goes Galen Eriksson off the front. There's Gallagher, number 3, in the chase. Number 44 is Luca Ostertag-Hill for Liquid Velo in the gray. He's got, I think, only 1 week in his belt in the Cat 1-2s in our track, and his debut week last week was quite good as well for a first time in this field. It's good enough, in fact, that Gallagher's kind of marked him a little bit here as somebody to kind of watch. So he's got his eyes posted on that back wheel right now, up there at the top along the rail. Down to the sprinter's lane, there goes Devine, number 2 on the move, seeing 4 to go. He doesn't want to be in a bunch sprint. He thinks he needs to start making it fast again. Doesn't want to be in the middle of this big field. And the field giving him a lot of room here, too, looking very consistent. We watch the field all above the blue line. Tyson Danielson at the front, waiting for the first jump here. Nobody making any sort of aggressive maneuver. Tons of patience here. Devine has a humongous opening right now. If he can really capitalize and set himself up here for this race, this is an interesting moment here with 3 to go. Devine has got himself about 150 meters right now. Back to the field. Let's see who's in chase here. 3 to go. Danielson looking around. He's going to see Andrew Martin leading the way with Gallagher in pursuit. There's Luke Ostertag-Hill, number 44 again. They swing up high behind Martin. Gallagher moves his way back down behind Danielson. Will take over at the front. Luca following him. Looks like Gallagher just trying to stay a little high for a second before launching this thing. 2 to go for Devine. Still about 150 meters. He's losing a little bit of ground, but not much. In a great position. Here comes the chase. 2 to go. 2 to go. Number 3 on the lead of the lap of, on the lead of the chase here. The lead of the lap is all the way over, almost in turn 3. Now Martin on the front. This is a very quick chase from this group of 3. The rest of the field is right there as well. There's Serge Malikian, who is off the back for a bit and then back into the race. Bell's ringing for 1 to go for Devine. The perfectly timed attack. He might have this. Devine's got 1 to go. Can he hold off the charge? This is going to be a very fast last lap from Gallagher and the rest of these riders chasing him down. Gallagher on the front. The juniors leading the lap to chase. Devine still has some distance. He might have this thing. Going on the back straight. Here comes Martin. The big attack coming around the corner. Chris Wilson's starting to get it going quick. Here comes Martin. Here comes the rest of the crew. Martin leading things out. Chris Wilson coming to picture. I think Devine's got this thing in the bag. Harrison Devine with a perfectly timed attack on the scratch will pick up the win tonight. From the field, here it comes. Ooh, it might be up top. It was 4 across. Was it Halfacker or was it Martin? I'm not sure. 4 riders at the finish line. I think it might have been Martin down on the inside. Barely. This race for top 3 was insane. Wow. Devine picks the perfect moment, and the field gives him just enough time to establish some distance and position and they just don't get it together in time to catch him. Still an incredible field sprint just for that second place finish. We'll get the official results eventually here as we'll review. That was a close one. Couple didn't quite get off the track here. Hold on just for a second for our Cat 3s in our next event. Kiddie Kilo, we need to start getting you into position. So start heading into your areas for the Kiddie Kilo. Again, behind the beverage garden, getting all lined up, kind of ready to go. We'll want to do that during this race. Cat 3s, you're invited to the rail now for your scratch race. Cat 3s to the rail. Riders away into the neutral. Our last scratch race of the evening.
All right, and for our Kiddie Kilo riders, you heard Corey. Kiddie Kilo staging is happening now behind the beer garden. So a reminder to get all lined up. It's by age and wheel size. So get all lined up behind the beverage garden. I have a feeling this is another 100-plus kid day. There is a lot of you, and I'm excited.
If you're out there enjoying the live stream or rewatching this later, hopefully you're appreciating the slight improvements here and there. They feel small, but they end up being pretty big in total when it comes to all the overlay things we're doing, start lists, a new graphic design, everything that we're trying to put together. If you like what you're seeing, we appreciate the quality of the coverage. Don't forget to throw a quick thumbs up on the video. Hit subscribe for the channel while you're here. And if you wouldn't mind, we'd also appreciate you could share this on other social media. Let people know that you're here enjoying the racing action here at the Velodrome. And here's our group now getting the signal, racing it away. 15 to go for the Cat 3s. Put your hands together on this first lap. Let's make some noise. Let them know you're here to support them. There we are. We've got some folks here tonight. Another beautiful evening at the track. Yes, first Friday night after school's out, go Stangs. I agree. I may be partial and slightly biased to the Mustangs, the high school of our fine town here in Redmond. Our group just getting underway. This is our Cat 3 field. Kind of mentioned a little bit about the categories tonight. If you're curious about that, I want to know more about what that's all about. You can essentially boil it down to, if you do well, you get points that earn you the ability to upgrade into the next group, the next category. What happens when you upgrade is it usually means you go for more distance, and usually the group is faster. So it just kind of makes the competition kind of level up as you do. We have enough athletes in our community here for, on the men's side of things, to host several categories to try to help folks get to where they need to be and have good competition on the weekly. This is our Cat 3s who have made their way out of Cat 4 racing. Slightly smaller group this week, but still looks like we've got some really good competitors here this week for sure. At 13 to go. Just getting started. Again, a 15-lap scratch race. Early laps looking like everybody's kind of lined up, taking their turns at the front. Similar formation to what you saw in that previous race, but with a few less bodies in there. I think riders are going to have to be a little bit more careful about how they spend their energy. And I was correct. We will see Tomko double dipping again today. So Rue Tomko Jr. that races in the open women field. They're also here in the Cat 3 men getting double action tonight. So if you want to support somebody, don't forget to cheer on number 101, who's in position right now, right at the front of the group, behind two lead-out riders. I think that's Zach Simon, number 314, I believe. Ritter is the second wheel position. And there's Tomko. A little bit of response from the field. I see the yellow jersey hopping up around some riders trying to get up to the front quickly. At 11 to go, Ritter pulls off the gas a little bit here. 327 looking over the shoulder. That's Samuel Hill in the yellow. Looking to see who's right there. Didn't see much. Decided to go ahead and go for it himself. So takes over the front. Now is leading the effort down the back straight. Simon marks his wheel. Gets right into the sprinter's lane and follows the speed. And he will, as soon as that speed is off the front, he'll take off and give someone else a turn. Ritter's going to do the same thing. It's going to just be the rider in yellow. If he wants to go, he's going to have to go on his own here. So Hill back to the front. He'll get on the pedals and move it again at 10 to go. So that's an interesting thing to watch. If you saw that, there was the rider in yellow pulled up, and the next three all pulled up very quickly. That's bike language for you got to go or we ain't going. Get on the front or we're slowing down. So Hill took the note and he said, all right, I'll lead again. Got things moving up a little bit quicker. This has now set us up to this kind of separation of what looks to be now 6 riders just a little bit in front of a group of 4. Seeing 9 to go. That is Zachary Simon on the front of the lap. The next closest rider, Ritter, pulling up for the chasing group. That's one of our juniors, 326. That's Cody Chang. That was leading the chasing group of 4, trying to get up to the front of the race. Word up on the street is that Cody is also a pretty recent upgrader to this group. So lots of upgrades going on. There's juniors all over the place. If you see the black and blue of the Jerry Baker Juniors racing team, there's 50-some young athletes in our community that are part of this race team. We send dozens of riders to national competitions and even some now in the recent years to Worlds to compete on behalf of the United States. So this development team has really had some great success over the last decade of growth and development. Lots of great riders over the years, many graduates now, so we even have alumni from this great program. So if you see the black and blue out there, you're seeing kids racing in these fields. I think I see 3 of them here tonight, including, I mentioned Cody Chang already. Rocco Alexander out there with the red bike, also racing for the Jerry Baker Juniors tonight, wearing bib 317. William Huang, number 301, on the back end of the Jerry Baker Juniors there in the middle of the field with the red helmet. Simon on the lead of the lap down the back straight. Looks like one rider's going to peel off as Ritter, so we're down by one rider here. There's Tomko to the front again. Haven't talked much about Jared Elog yet for Apex Racing. Has had a pretty good season here for the Cat 3s, earning some nice early season upgrade points. That's the rider with the white and the teal. Riding just about the blue line near the front here. He wears number 306 for the race number. Has had some great finishes here early on this season. I think he's going to figure in pretty well tonight for both the missing out and this scratch race. If he can be in the right position for this one. Down the back straight, there goes Hill again, keeping this thing quick. Alexander, the rider for the Jerry Baker Juniors, with that red bike, jumps on the wheel. So does Cody. They both pull up out of the sprinter's lane. Now here comes the rest of the field underneath. Simon on the front, pulls up to the blue line. Everybody's trying to take some rest here. Not too much energy being spent at the front right now with 5 to go. There's Simon at the front wearing 314. Leading the field and everybody respecting his position, showing that he's also been a pretty strong rider, a good overall athlete with good kick here to finish these kinds of races. So the field respecting him at the moment. All behind him, well above the blue line. The Stars and Stripes is Tomko moving down underneath the red line. Not an attack, not an aggressive maneuver, just casually taking the lead to kind of pick the pace back up again. Field follows suit and all moves down to that sprinter's lane back into this pace line format. 4 to go. Down the back straight, fanning out wide. Getting towards the end of this one, so now the position battle is going to start. There's a lot of riders in here who would love to just win in a bunch sprint, not work too hard before we get there. Let's just kind of slow it back down again, reset things, and get ready for this finish. Three to go. The leading factory racing team has got one out there and looks to be Snowblin, one of our weekly competitors for this group. Number 379 on the lead of the field right now. Just keeping it nice and consistent at the front of that blue line right now. This field spent a lot of time above the blue line the last couple laps. Again, you can see that a lot of this group is not wanting to spend all the energy to make it too fast right now. They're ready for this finish. Kind of getting into position and ready for it. At 2 to go, here goes Haldy. Haldeman racing 334 for the single malt Velo race team. Gets an attack going at 2 to go. Rock Alexander taking over the front now. Now here comes the speed. Cody following in. There's Sam Hill in the yellow jersey. And here they go, folks. Time to put your hands together. The bell's ringing. It's 1 to go. Watch for the finish. 1 to go. 1 to go. Zach Simon loads one up here. Takes off across the finish line. He's going to try to lead this thing out from 400 meters. Sam Hill marking him very well here. Hits that back wheel. Good turn of speed. Up and out of the saddle. Nice acceleration. Should be able to take over the front. Can he hold on to this position? Here comes Tomko trying to challenge all the way from the back of the front 5 or so. Samuel Hill, though, on the home straight, in charge right now. Tomko making a pretty good run at it. It will be Samuel Hill across the line first. Tomko and Jared Elaw go 1, 2, and 3 in today's Cat 3 scratch race. Okay, man, not time to jump around, but it's time to get on those bikes, kids, and get lined up for the Kiddie Kilo. We're about ready to bring out our first group. Make sure that helmet is secured and you're ready for their fun lap around the track. First Kiddie Kilo group, come on down. Find coach on the infield, on the apron, please. Head on in, all the way down to the low part of the track, please.
All right. Looks like I have a super speedy first bunch here. Are we ready to go? All right, this first group, are we ready?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Here we go. 1 super fast lap. Ready, set, go. Stay down on the bottom if you can. Watch out for people.
Nice work, nice work.
These are going to be our older kids with the bigger bikes.
Those are big bikes.
Those are pretty big. Like, I feel like all of those kids, remember, starting at 8 years old, they can take Camp Velo. So a lot of those kids are in that Camp Velo age range. Like I said, the camp that starts next week is sold out. But there are openings further on in the summer. There we go. We're going to have a full-on sprint. I would watch out for the finish. They're going to come in with some speed. Cadence is trying to make this a photo finish. There we go. We got some speed. All the way to the line and then exit into the grass. Woo! Straight lines, straight lines. There, a nice straight line all the way to the finish.
Excellent job.
Can I have a junior stand in the middle to kind of keep the kids in there? That'd be great. All right, next group.
Our weekly tradition here, the Kiddie Kilo. About 100 some kids racing around the track for a fun lap. Another beautiful evening with our families here. Thanks for joining us at the park. Next group coming up. The longer you wait, the better the style becomes too. You get more colors, more fancy things on the bikes. You get flowers, all sorts of fun stuff. This group's got all sorts of great things going on. Watching from Clay LM. Happy to see both of the Lynch racers racing tonight. Yes. Hi, Abby. Good to hear from you. Tuning in to watch live for the family here tonight.
All right, I got a woo. Coming down that track is always hard. All right, I got a bigger group here. They're still going to do 1 super fast lap. Is this group ready?
Yeah!
Oh, heck yes. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Watch out, though. They're coming in fast. Nice, good start. Good start.
Trophy for enthusiasm to this group, so far at least.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Oh, see, Galen's doing the pro move. Kiddie Kilo slushy break for the racers from Two Bums Shaved Ice. I think that's going to hit the spot. Nice little cold shaved ice. Or they're doing slushies as well. The slushie was fabulous. I had one earlier. All right, they're coming around already.
Whoa.
All right.
Some speedsters in this
Yeah,
group.
watch out and kind of stay in the middle there. Woo! We have some regulars in the Kiddie Kilo. I see them every week. It's actually quite impressive. There we go, all the way. Leg speed for the win. There we go, nice work. Corey, this is your favorite bike.
Yes.
All the bling.
Every week, you got to look for this. Windmill included. Oh, man.
I know, we need like a bike decorating station. That would be something to put on the to-do list.
Nick did point out that bike not be the spec. It does appear to have a propeller on the back. That might be providing extra propulsion.
It's true. All right, keep going. Nice
I'm worried
work.
about that.
And gotta head into the middle next to all the big kids. Head all the way in. You can't do an extra lap. I'm sorry. I know it's tempting. Nice work. We got a couple more.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah, if we can move the bikes a little further in, we have a lot more groups. We got a couple more over there.
We're waiting on your words. I'm just checking.
We got a couple more. We'll chill real loud here.
Oh, getting a live chat from one of our fans that loves to be out in turn 4, hanging out and watching, but couldn't tonight. Thanks for tuning in live. It's fun to have you here. One of the great reasons we like to do this is for our local fans who can't make it out on any given week to be able to still tune in and support us. So good to hear from you tonight.
The turn 4 fans are
Turn
next
4
level.
fans. I know.
And that's honestly, that's the secret. I love it up there to
I think
watch.
that's like the chill spot. Like that's
Yeah.
where you really do the picnic, the cheese and the wine. They even said that's like they bring charcuterie every week. Like yeah,
Ooh.
see that's like high culture over in turn 4.
Ah, there you go. I like corner 4. All right, let's get our next group down here.
Speaking of our corners and our turns, you can usually tell how good of a Friday night turnout we have by looking over at turn 1 over there on the railing and seeing how many folks we have. Great turnout. Where's corner 1? Can I hear from you guys over there over in corner 1? Where are you at? Let's hear you. I see some arm waving. There we go. What's up, team? Good to see you over there. Thanks for turning up for tonight. Great to have so many fans on a beautiful Friday night. School's out. Summer's in the air. The kids are here. Man. Marymoor Park is glad to have us here this evening. This is going great. A couple more groups of the Kiddie Kilo. Coach is going to get this next one started in a second here.
They're equally anxious. Gus, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. All right, 1 super fast lap. Ready, set, go! We got a few more joining in here. Go, go, go!
Nice work, nice work. Here we go, corner 1. Here's a chance. Make all that noise. There you go. There you go. You only get to cheer for them one time tonight. You might as well make the noise now. Oh, man. Look at this move. Whew. Passing down the back straight. Look out. Kiddie Kilo happens weekly here, folks. Every single Friday night, we're here racing. You'll catch us doing the Kiddie Kilo during the summer months. Just make sure it's not raining because we do cancel for any real rain here at the Velodrome. We'll post on our socials to let you know if we're not going to be racing on a particular night. Otherwise, we'll be here. Fun free lap around the track every single week. Push bikes, training wheels, tricycles, all sorts of things are allowed. As long as you got the helmet and you sign up for the fun, you can be a part of it too. Here comes our first finisher, who's rocking around onto the home straight.
There we go, 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 go. We got some leg speed up here. Especially on those 1-gear bikes. They run out of gear real fast. It's like when I tell my juniors, look where you want to go. Look straight. Look to the finish. We got like snack bags and stuffies. I love it. Nice work.
Nicely done for all of our young riders here. I know we at least have one more group, I think, of bikes before we get to the push bikes. Our racing program will resume after the Kiddie Kilo. We have Missing Out Racing for our groups, so an elimination style race upcoming, and then points racing tonight, so still plenty more fun to be seen here this evening. Our athletes taking a bit of a break here, as Amara said, a couple of them doing the pro move and heading over for some slushies from our friends at Two bums shaved ice who are hanging out with us tonight.
What they need to do is they need to do like a Gatorade slushie for us. I know, that'd be next level. Okay, we got one more speedy kid. Yep, we're trying to keep all those kids in the center of the track. We have one more pedal bike group, and then there's a lot of push bike kids over there, which is fabulous. Nice work.
Another fan tuning in from Pullman. Missing the west side. Oh, that's good to hear that you want to be with us here at the track. Hopefully someday you can make your way back over and join us for some racing in person. Thanks for tuning in and watching. It is a beautiful evening over here on the west side. We are really lucky this week to have had some really beautiful weather, and it's brought out some great racing for tonight. A lot of our local athletes making their way here today, and of course all the families joining us today. Good to hear from our fans across the state. Our last group with pedals is now getting ready to start.
Looks like a speedy group. Are we ready?
Yes.
That was a very quiet yes. Are you ready? People in the back. People are in the back already. I don't need to ask again. They get camera shy, you know. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Little false start. It's okay. Nice straight lines, especially in this start. Yeah, parents, watch out. There's a lot of kids behind you. And we have a very adult child in there. There, you can do a lap too. Watch out for the younger kids.
Look out for bib number 2 in the mix. There goes Harrison again.
He did win his race, so maybe he needs a...
Yeah, this is perfect. Is this a spin down? Is that what this is? I don't know.
My knees hurt just looking at him. Also, he has like a space helmet on.
Yeah, the jury is definitely not still out on is the bike fit correct. I like our live stream team throwing up that Harrison Devine advanced in that sprint there. That was good. Having fun with our new overlays. Good stuff. Oh my gosh, and he's got run-along support.
I can only hope that's being like Instagram lived or something.
He's got the phone in the position to capture it all. I don't think it's going to be very smooth. He should have borrowed a gimbal.
I don't know. Look at these first two coming out of the corner, though. They're super
Whoa.
speedy.
Look at this.
Put our hands together. They're hauling. Woo! There we go. All the way to the finish. Keep going. Keep going.
Those little speedsters are crushing it.
Oh, we got some kids in the warm-up circle, too. Just heads up. Watch out. We got kids coming. We got big kids coming. We have very big kids coming. There we go. Come out of the warm-up circle, kids. They took the shortcut. It's the pro move. There we go. Nice job. All the way to the finish. Keep going. Keep going to the finish.
I think that's an indicator of like future success. The kids that take the shortcut, like they have the real intelligence, you know, the street smarts. Nice work. Keep on going. You're almost there. You're almost there. Go, go, go. Nicely done. Oh, that was a good lap there for Dad too. And Mom make it all the way. Good. Look at this, man.
Yeah, the parent runners, they're the real heroes. There we go. We got a few more here. We also got a couple lost on the backstretch, but that's okay. That happens to my older juniors too sometimes. There you go. Keep going. You got to go all the way to the finish.
Another great run-along effort here. Well done. Gold medal to the support crews of all the parents out here tonight. All right, and our final group is just about ready to come on down. Push bikers, come on down, please. Let's get them onto the track. Push bikers, come on down. Last chance before racing starts up again. If you want to head over to the food trucks, get in your order here real quick. Maybe go into the beverage garden, pick up something from Winsome Ciders or Postdoc Brewing this evening. Good chance to pick a new spot to watch the racing from. We've got Missing Out Racing coming back here in just a moment. The Open Women will be up first after the push bikes, and all of our Kiddie Kilo riders have cleared. Heads up, families, when it's time to go, which will be right after push bikers, you can exit from anywhere along the rail. You do not need to go through the gate if you don't want to. It will get pretty backed up with all 100 of you here, plus all the families. So, again, anywhere along the railing, once we say go, you can find a spot to just hop the railing and head out. It may speed things up just a bit for your exit.
Yes, for our push bikers, you can start up the track as well. We got to wait here for just a second. We're getting everyone all down here, getting everyone all organized.
That is a huge army of push bikers.
There's a lot going on down here. Spectators, I'm going to ask you because the kids are very focused. Spectators, are you ready for Push Bike Derby? Let's make some noise. All right. My junior helpers, are you ready? Here we go. Ready, set, go!
Whoa, the scooter's the move. Look out.
Now remember, just the straightaway, just the straightaway.
Nice work. Keep on going to the finish line. Oh, smiles on faces. We love it. Wow. It's like a 50-50 chance you're going to see deer in the headlights, or you're going to see a big smile on their faces, you know? It's either like, I have no idea what's going on, or I love what's going on. I don't know what's going on, though. Oh, the overwhelm is real. Yay, very nice job. I hear all the applauding going on. How about we join them? Let's give a round of applause to all of our young riders here today. Great job.
All right, now the hard part is kids. It's time to exit the track. I know it's super cool down there. Let's go ahead and get all the kids and parents and non-racers. Yep. You can jump the rail. You can come in how you got in through the main gate. We have stickers, lots and lots of stickers. And I'm sure shaved ice is ready and waiting for you. So let's kind of shuffle all the kids on out.
Nice job tonight. Thanks to the families for being part of our community week after week. We see many of you time and time again. Thanks for joining us over and over. We appreciate seeing you. And for anybody who's new joining us tonight, thanks for making your way to Kiddie Kilo. Hopefully you had a great time.
Yep, we got stickers, shaved ice. This was a great group. It's a lovely night. Yep, we're going up the track right here.
Exit wherever you'd like, everybody. Exit wherever you'd like.
Yeah, you can just jump the rail. That's a good reminder. If there's nothing scheduled and there's not a track bike on here, you can always bring your bike, your kids' bikes out here and just ride. But if there's a track bike out here, because we don't have brakes, you can't just jump on, right? It's a little dangerous. But if there's no one out here, the track is open to the public, which is really awesome and actually a very unique feature of our velodrome. So it is open to the public.
Yeah, that unique partnership between Marymoor Velodrome Association, the nonprofit that operates us, and of course our great friends at King County Parks, who've been helping maintain and operate this place. It is technically open to you if we haven't scheduled usage for it. So pretty exciting stuff. You'll see folks out here riding it kind of in the in-between hours of our busy calendar. Thank you once again for everybody making their way here. Just a few more to find their exit. Racing cannot continue until we've cleared out all of our families, so we'll just make sure that you found your way off safely before we will start up the fun again. Waiting on the sidelines here are Open Women. They're going to be bringing up the next of our race formats tonight. We have Missing Out coming up next. All right. Looks like we're able to close the gate here as we are all clear and all of our Kiddie Kilo riders have made their way out. We're bringing up our next group to the rail to start. It's the Open Women for the Missing Out. Riders, please, to the rail for the Open Women Missing Out. All athletes to the rail. Riders away. This is a race to not be last in the group. Riders will be polled if they are the last wheel across the line on any given lap. We'll be working our way down from a smaller start to a smaller group at the end. This is not eliminated all the way down to the bottom. That's an elimination race. So the missing out's going to get us down to a certain number. Here's our whistle to get things going. Next time around, last rider across this finish line, we'll watch that rear wheel, will be eliminated. So my job on the mic tonight, especially in this race, not only to give you kind of the racing information to the spectators, but to make sure our riders hear what their number is for who's getting eliminated on each given lap. We've also got an official over between corners 1 and 2 with the bullhorn ready to give that information as well. So make sure we're running a good, smooth race here. We'll be listening for the call from our officials on who is pulled every lap. Looking here between, it looks like Jasmine up top, Amara next door. They're positioning forward. Now look to the pink jersey potentially. 108 is Renna Fuller. Polrath was nearly caught out there, the rider in pink. Just enough to hold on that lap. This will be a missing out down to 3, so we'll get it down to a field of 3. There'll be an off lap where they will not be eliminated. Then it's a sprint for the top 3 positions here in the missing out. It will be Polrath this time. 210, 210. As riders are pulled from the field, that's how they're scored as well. So you fill in the results from the bottom up. The longer you stay in, the higher up on those results you'll be. Jasmine Twong in a tough spot here, about 2 bike lengths off the back of the field. Needs to find a little turn of the pedals here to try to get back onto the group and just could not quite do it before the elimination. Pulls up a little early. Still late enough, though, I think that the pull will go in the direction of Jasmine here. 112 called officially. The field is 5 riders strong. Next rider out in 5th. At the back is Durfee. Finished 3rd in the sprint in that scratch race that we saw earlier tonight. Positioning up. Edwards is going to try to move up above that blue line for a little bit here. Maybe now to going down the shorter distance to the left. Edwards on the back. Durfee right in front. And both riders going a little bit high here. It will be 109. Edwards on that lap, out in 5th. 4 riders left. Tomko leading the lap. We saw Darlene, the rider in blue, 2nd overall in the scratch race, sitting right on the wheel of Tomko. Lynch here, another one of the junior riders, the youngest rider left in this group, is in 3rd wheel position. She's going to have the tough spot here of trying to find a position up ahead of Darlene as Durfee is going to try to chase her down from behind. Now here comes the run up through turn 4. You're going to see Durfee accelerate a little bit here towards the home straight. Lynch and Durfee side by side here, both falling off the pace a little bit. It'll be 103. Lynch. Now you saw Tomko just kind of accelerate from the front. It was enough to just kind of pull things apart a little bit. So we're down to 3. This is a non-elimination lap. This is our top 3 now. They're going to be in a non-pole lap and a sprint for the finish in these top 3 positions now between Tomko, the rider in the front position there. To her right is Durfee, and behind is Darlene. And there's your 3. Rolling through the corner, sitting nice and high. Tomko controlling the inside position. They're waiting for the jump. Nothing coming yet. Bell's ringing. 1 to go for the sprint for the finish. Durfee rolling it up along the rail a bit here. Darlene following. Tomko sitting down low currently, just under that red line, waiting for some movement. Here comes the move through turn 2. The final 200 meters, now for some more speed. Darlene matching nicely into turn 3. Tomko trying to pull away a little bit here into the corner. Durfee losing a little bit of speed here now off the back of the group. Darlene sitting in the slipstream nicely. Is going to be a hard one to come around the corner on this one. Tomko likely to control from the front. A nice final lap for the junior, number 101. Another good finish in this 2026 impressive campaign. Darlene coming across the line second. And there's Durfee again for a third place finish here this evening. Next group to the rail. Cat 1-2 men, for they're missing out. Riders getting instructions there at the line from our officials. It is a missing out down to 3. Confirming, just like our last group, down to 3. When there are 4 riders left, we will eliminate 1 rider there. That'll be a rider in 4th. And then there's a no pull lap. And then the sprint for the finish for the top 3 positions. The missing out getting underway right from the rail. The race hasn't officially started, but this is a very important part for a field of this size and with riders of this experience level. They know that the neutral lap is actually the beginning of the race, as they're already getting into position. If you're at the back end of this field, you are going to be doing some work. Sometimes that's okay. Riders don't mind that position depending on their skill sets. Kind of depends on how you want to race this thing. Matty Hers gets all the way to the front. He's number 22. All the way to the back is actually bib number 1, Martin, who's a very savvy rider, good in the field. He's going to try to use this to just kind of take riders out of this race one at a time. Wyatt Paul, way down at the bottom, has to start moving up as well. That's the rider in blue with the white helmet, the arrow-looking helmet at the very back of the group for Waterline Racing. Chris Wilson's for Found Cycling also at the back. Should be okay. He's able to rotate up and around. Wyatt Paul now kind of in the tough spot. He'll start moving up high. Now look down low. 38 is Robson. 38. Robson, 38. The bigger the field, the longer the race. This will be our longest missing out of the night. Wyatt Paul again at the back. Trying to find some room to advance here. 67 is Wyatt Paul. Wyatt Paul. Did not find the room he needed there to advance up on the field. And you see what is somewhat uncommon, actually, especially at our track with all this space and all that distance from corner 4 to the finish line. Usually whoever's along the rail is safe. But sometimes it just gets a little bit too wide, just a little bit too much traffic, and there's nowhere to go. Once again, up at the rail should be safe. Look down low here. 15, that's Hafer. 15, Hafer. 1-5, Hafer. Looks to be 15 riders out there, if my count's correct. There's still plenty more laps to go. Our first race for these riders did not have number 6 in there, as they were sitting out for a technical reason. So we added one more to the field to make it 19 starters. 99 is Serge Malikian. 99. Martin still near the back. You've seen how he's not really been in any sort of risk, though, as he knows how to play this field well, as is Chris Wilson, number 5 right in front of him, the rider in green. They know how to position before it matters most, and they're benefiting from a ton of slipstream back there. So as long as you can play it smart and accelerate just enough, it's a good place to be. Gallagher in the tough spot here. That is 3, Gallagher. Number 3, Gallagher. on a bit of an early exit for what we'd expect for number 3 here tonight. Martin kind of working up against him there as they're getting to the elimination point. He'll do it again here as he rolls around against, looks to be another rider now from Apex. I think that's Halfacker at the back. Martin at the back end, going to move up high and around. Halfacker going down low to the shorter part of the track. Won't be enough. That's 37, Halfacker for Apex. 37. 13 riders remain. Another kind of fun favorite, if you've watched a lot of Friday nights at our track, we don't call Nolan Adams every single race, but he somehow finds a way in every missing out or elimination race to be a top 5 rider. He's racing for Dyna Racing. Don't forget the rider in pink out there. He finds a way to be very well positioned in these races in particular. Not in any sort of threat here either. Look to the back. Devine having to do some big work there. Number 2, Harrison Devine. Number 2. Another surprising exit for one of our endurance riders, just a little bit out of position and not able to quite snap up into place there as the field was accelerating. And that's number 35, Ben Flom, pulling out there a little bit ahead of the actual elimination. There should be 11 in the group now. We're about to be in the top 10. I had the question in the chat, is there preems tonight? There are not any official preems this evening. You can always do a super chat. We do have that turned on if you want to donate. We do not have any preems lined up for this particular evening, but we can try to save it for the next time we do. Danielson, 10, Danielson for Waterline Racing. Down to 10 riders we go. Quinn Kennedy, who sat out the first race for ACT, that's short for a cycling team, by the way, on the lead of the group right now. Fanned out behind is the rest of this field. That looks to be Maddie Hers, number 22, pushing up along the rail, as is Chris Wilson now. They should both be fine. That's 11, Nolan Adams. Didn't have anywhere to really go. The top of the field coming around. Working through the corner, here we go. Hers goes down low. Chris Wilson up high. Look to the middle of this group. Whoa, 3 wheels across the line there. 22, it's Maddie Hers, 22. Down to 8, almost to the top 5 where it really starts to get really competitive here. And just before that nice rest lap before the finish for the top 3. There's Andrew Martin again, the rider with the stripes down that jersey. Positioned nicely, gets out and around and leaves out what's to be number 7, Baker. Just watching the way number 1 and number 5 have both raced this thing at the back. They've been racing it really masterfully. They've used very minimal effort, just enough to continue to just kind of move into position as they get to the finish line, back off and rest, move up again. It really fits their racing style. And they've been doing it really well here. And they're going to do it again. Martin up high. Chris Wilson will follow. Ooh, Wilson in a tough spot here, though. It is 5. Chris Wilson that time. Wilson. It looked like it was going to carry him across. It just didn't quite get there. Didn't get home in time. It was Stuart Gardner who was next on the chopping block, but the rider from Pickle Juice survives down low. Now it's 6. Next rider out in 6th place. Martin still in this thing, looking very comfortable. He's following the wheel around. Another move from the back. Galen Erickson right in front of him. I think this time Stewart knows it's coming. 36, already shaking his head. Gardner down to 5. Looks to be Andy Lynch in there with this. Is this the first time I've seen Lynch racing this year? I think it is. Looking really good at the front of this group right now. His teammate Galen Erickson is in there. They're sandwiching number 6, Quinn Kennedy, in the middle at the front there. Martin is number 1 at the back of this group, starting to accelerate. It's going to be 5 across the track for this one. The move from Luke Ostertag, Hill up high. Whoa! Down low, I think. 33 does get the call on the inside. That's going to be Lynch. 33. Andrew Lynch on his first night back, finding a 5th place in this tough missing out. Down to 4. This will be right before our rest lap. This is a no-pole lap coming up. Riders will be seeing 2 to go as this elimination is figured out here. Martin just has to make another jump here. He's got plenty left. Good acceleration. Putting Ostertag Hill in a really tough spot, and I think you're already recognizing it. He's looking down saying, yep. Rider for Liquid Velo having a great night here in week 2 in this field. It's number 44 eliminated. No pole next lap. No pole. They'll be getting the bell and 1 to go as it's Quinn Kennedy, number 6, leading around the group. 25 in the middle. Galen Erickson at the back end. Number 1 is Martin in a really good position here tonight to try to win this missing out. Your rider of the year from a year ago, still looking in great form, has been in great race shape for the last several years of racing here. Can we put out another one for number 1 here tonight? Can Quinn Kennedy from the front here? Now goes Galen Erickson starting to pick up speed. The rider from Coalition getting into position to 1 to go. Martin at the back end, your rider of the year from a year ago, is all the way at the back of this lineup. That's a fine place for him to be. Great finisher, good top speed. He's going to start thinking about running at this thing whenever he's ready to go. And there he sets it off down the back straight. And they're gone. Like a missile out of nothing. Martin makes it look so easy. Come around the corner. Guess who's going to still punch it up, though? Oh, Galen Erickson does not want to let him win this one free. Martin says, I got it. Number 1 picks up another victory here in this big missing out tonight. Galen Erickson did not give up on that one. What a big effort from number 25 to try to chase it down. It's a little bit too late, but still quite the effort. Number 6 didn't quite get on top of things to try to challenge, but an excellent race for number 6. Quinn Kennedy in 3rd today in our 1-2s. Missing out. Next group coming up to the rail now. Cat 3s to the rail. Cat 3s to the rail. Our last missing out of the evening. Your Cat 3s now on the track for the neutral. Same rules apply. We'll get down to 3 and give them that no pole lap and race for top 3 positions. After this, we got points racing to finish out our night. Food trucks are still here. Beverage garden open. Great racing ahead of us. Thanks for being with us on this wonderful evening in the park. If you're out there online still enjoying the show, whether you're just jumping in for a little bit or if you've been watching this whole night, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. We're a nonprofit organization streaming out of a shed in the middle of a public park. Give us some love and support along the way. We're just trying to make bike racing look real good here. Let people watch from anywhere in the world. Where's our friends from Australia out there? I bet they're still tuned in. Racing just about ready to go here for the missing out. And there's your whistle. First lap of racing. Next time around, last rider across the line is eliminated. All right, here we go. Our first elimination coming up. Let's see where this will come from. It's wide across the track already. Whoa, look down low. It is 334. Haldy. 11 riders remain. This is going to be a quicker race just with a slightly smaller field. They're moving quick here already. This is very stretched out for a missing out. It looks like it's going to go down low again, this time to 379 Snowblin. Zachary Simons just leading everything around at the blue line. This is a very unorthodox position, Cat 3s. I mean, it's not in the race book that they have to be in a triangle, but this just feels weird. Like somehow it's illegal, you know? A couple riders are like, can I take the sprinter's lane? I think I can. Stan Douglas up at the front for the Sprinters Lane crew. Zach Simon still right in the middle of the track, just making the race a little longer. 3:08. Matt Beers. I need some like mathematicians or some like statistics people out there. If you race the blue line all the way around, how much distance do you add at a 400-meter track compared to racing it in the Sprinters Lane? That's 3:16 Douglas this time. There's the Sprinters Lane. We found it. Between the red and the black, it is a good place to be if you're at the front. We gotta love it. That's a long time driving the train up that position, and the field happy to follow the lead. I mean, clearly, plenty of motor on this rider. Great power from Simon, just kind of at the front. Everybody's holding on to the speed, peeling people off at the back of this pace line. That's 3:01. William from the Jerry Baker Juniors this time. At the back end right now is Jared Elog. He finished, I believe, third in the scratch tonight. He's not going to want to get out here, so yeah, here goes the movement. I expected a little bit of advance from some of these riders at some point to shorten up this lineup. With it all stretched out like this, it's just last rider in the lineup goes every single lap. There's kind of no drama to it. Ritter is also going to try to reposition a little bit now. This puts one of our juniors in a tough spot. And it does look like it'll be a junior number, Cody Chang, 3-2-6. 6 riders left. Elog at the back end following around Tomko. The riders racing 6 races tonight. Rue moving up quickly. Elog will follow, leaving out Rocco Alexander at the back, who also has to rotate quickly. Samuel Hill goes down low. That's going to be dangerous potentially. Now trying to get every inch he possibly can. .321. Ritter. Five riders stretched out here. Rock Alexander at the very back end right now. Another one of our juniors trying to survive another lap. Elog. Whoa. It's 3:06. Jared Elog. 4 riders left. Rocco still in this thing. Comes up to the front. Samuel Hill makes the attack. Alexander trying to respond. Zach Simon, who's driven the train for so long, doesn't maybe have enough gas left in that tank to hold on here. I mean, he finds a little bit of power. He might still be able to challenge. Simon at the back end of the field here. 3:14, Zachary Simon. That leaves in Samuel Hill, Rue Tomko, and Rocco Alexander in the no-pull lap. They will be getting the bell this time around. No one else is going to get eliminated, but Samuel Hill's just trying to make this about a 2K race here. Just go, go, go. Now you'll sit up a little bit above the blue line, letting Tomko catch the wheel. Rocco's in a tough spot here. The junior racing a great race tonight. This is going to be tough to get back on, though. With the bell ringing, it's 1 to go. 1 to go. And Rocco's not going to be able to respond here as the big attack down the back straight. Tomko digging in deep here, trying to challenge the double dipper. Oh, look at this. They get on top of it. Oh, around the corner, Sam Hill from the front. Tomko in the chase. Oh, Tomko. Wow. Whoa. Backed off the wheel just a hair, just to kind of make us think for a second maybe they dropped it, but no. Just restarting the engines, excuse me. What a finish for the junior. Sam Hill racing a great race here tonight. Rocco Alexander coming in third for the Jerry Baker Juniors team. Another good finish for him as well. And rolling right back up to the rail for another start. Here comes Rue for the next race. It's points race time for the Open Women. Officials warning to 327 for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied in that previous race. I believe that happened at about 4 or 3 to go. 327 for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied. Official warning. To end our evening tonight, we have 3 races, 1 for each of our categories. These are points races, a very common kind of a format. When I first came out here to track racing back in college and kind of seeing what it was all about here, I saw a lot of Friday nights with a points race, an elimination or missing out, and a scratch race. Those 3 races kind of were the classic trio that I recall, and almost all of those nights ended with a points race just like this one. This is a 25-lap race for these athletes, a 5x5, which means 5 chances to sprint for points. Each of those 5 sprints are separated by 5 laps for a total of 25. First bell at 21, then we'll get one at 16, 11, 6, and at 1 to go. Riders earn points at the front on the lap. When the bell is ringing, they'll get 5 as they cross the line if they're at the front, 3 to go across the line second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Again, is the way the points go out. At the end of the race, we've started doing this thing where riders get double the points. That's the official rules for the last few years now. So 10, 6, 4, and 2 on the final lap. It may not happen in this race, but it is likely to happen in other races tonight. Riders losing or gaining laps is scored by adding or removing 20 points. So if one rider goes all the way around and catches the field, they get plus 20. If the field goes around and catches a rider, they lose 20 points. Any sorts of ties in the points will be tie broken by their position on the final sprint. 24 to go. First bell at 21. You do not only have to be young to start racing here, you can also be young at heart. We have adult track classes as well at the Velodrome. Still plenty of available spots here and there throughout the summer. They are 4-hour classes on Saturday and Sunday, and just like for the kids, we have fixed gear bikes that will fit for adults learning the sport as well. All you have to do is sign up for the class. The registration cost is very affordable. It's 4 hours, and it includes your rental as part of your registration, so you will get on top of a fixed gear bike with the help of our staff and our support folks here. Our coaches will give you all you need to know to race safely, to learn the basics of how the track is laid out. What do these lines even mean? How do you maneuver and communicate within the field, and all these other great pieces they'll go over. By the end of 1 4-hour class, you will be given the go-ahead to start racing in our novice racing, which happens on Monday nights. If you're curious about our novice, our sprinters, and our junior racing, Monday nights every single week at 7 o'clock, you're free to come by and check it out. There's no spectator cost. We do that here weekly. Again, Monday night racing for novices, juniors, and our sprinters. And here comes your field coming through at 22 to go. Next time around, we will get our first bell. Christina Paulrath at the front, number 210. That bell's ringing for our first sprint, 21 to go. We'll be watching for who's going to take the early lead here tonight. 5 points to the first one across the line next time around. We've already talked quite a bit about all these riders. If you've been watching from the beginning of our race program today, we just saw Tomko win a Cat 3 race just before starting this one. So 101's going to be a bit tired to start. May sit this first one out. Kind of let this one roll away from them to start this thing off. And in fact, yes, they are back behind this sprint. A good opportunity for some of the other riders to pick up big points. Here comes Darlene alongside Lynch. Darlene 5, Lynch 3, Durfee 2, and Renna Fuller with 1. Your early leader, Kelly Darlene, the rider in blue, bib number 102. This group of 5 going into the better builder sign is the front of the race. One chasing group of 3 right behind him. $17 to go. Bell next time around. Darlene, number 102, your early leader. Sarah Lynch was second across the line, number 103 with 3 points. Fuller and Durfee both getting points in that first sprint. The other 4 riders looking for their first points now. Here comes your second sprint at 16 to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see number 101 get points at this time. I mentioned they finished a race right before this one started, so kind of wise to sit out the first sprint. And they're in position this time. This time they're following Durfee, who's leading out this sprint. There's Tomko now coming up over that red line to take over the front. Darlene right behind your current race leader, trying to find some more points in this sprint. Tomko on the way for 5. He'll be 101, 102, 111 is third across the line. That's Durfee. And 103, Lynch, fourth across the line for 1. And at 14 to go, your new points totals should be in here. I have Darlene in the lead with 8 points. Rue Tomko currently now in second with 5. 2 riders with 4 apiece is Durfee and Lynch. Good for third place, 4 points each. And Renna Fuller with 1, currently in 5th place. All the riders looking for points. Group of 4 at the front of the race heading into the Stanley sign there. The chase of 3 currently being led by Edwards. Back by about 25, 30 meters or so behind the front of the race right now. And heading on the home straight there, we've got the field leading it out. Seeing 12 to go. Rice University leading the way. Your current leader in the points as well is number 102, Darlene. Our group next time through will be getting the bell for yet another chance for points. Their third sprint upcoming. Tomko in the lead of the lap pulls away. There's Durfee now taking over the front. And there's your bell for our third sprint. Chase group nearly caught up before the sprint started. At 11 to go. Not quite in contact yet. Edwards gritting her teeth, trying to get up there with Chong. And it looks to be 108 Renna Fuller in that chase group. Here goes the move from the front with Darlene taking over early. Taking advantage of the fact that the toughest competition is probably still a little bit tired from racing that previous race, trying to get really aggressive from far away from the line. Tomko's just got really good, smooth top speed, though. Good recovery. Should be able to challenge for the 5 points here. 5 for Tomko. 3 for number 102, 2 for 111, and Lynch again for 1 there at number 103. That should keep the lead in the hands of Kelly Darlene, at least for one more sprint. I believe her points total should be 11 after that, with 10 going the way of Tomko, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get those totals up here on the screen and get updated here shortly. We'll take a look at the results here. They've been updated. In the lead is still Kelly Darlene with 11 points. In second with 10 is Ruth Tomko. In third with 6 points is Neve Durfee. In fourth with 5, we have Sarah Lynch. And in fifth with 1 point still, Renna Fuller. Everyone else looking for their first positive points of the race. Three riders in the break at the front. This, I believe, will serve as our field. 7 to go. The front of the race has your race leaders. Durfee at the back end, now moving up one position behind Darlene in the blue, and there's Tomko moving to the back position as they rotate around. The other rider closest to them is back over here in turn 2. Lynch is having a good race here tonight, currently in 4th place. Just couldn't quite hold on to the tempo, so she peeled off there on those last couple of laps. Still in a good position here. Should be able to find 4th overall tonight. Bells ringing for your leaders coming on the home straight. 2 sprints remaining. It's 6 to go. 6 to go. We're just talking off mic there and confirming that Paul Rath did get scored down the lap. So technically, Christina can compete here for a point if she would like to against Lynch. So she is now in contention for points on this lap, is the rider in pink. Back to the lead. It's the move coming out of turn 3. Onto the home straight is Tomko leading things. Darlene to challenge at 5 to go. It'll be 101, 102, 111 for the top 3 positions once again. Let's see if Paul Rath is going to challenge here. Lynch wants to try to find one more point, as there's still 1 point available on this lap, and it looks like Lynch will be able to cruise to it. Lynch for 1 here. 5 to go. Five to go. Renna Fuller getting some help as well. Number 108, 5 to go. 2 riders scored down. That's going to be 109 and 112 getting on the back end of this field. They are scored down and now are eligible for points. Tomko on the lead of the lap with 2 new riders joining in. Again, they are eligible for points as they have been lapped. For those curious on the outside, if you're in between getting lapped, let's say a rider or 2 passes you before the field does, you could be potentially in an area called no man's land, sorry, the open women's field, where riders are no longer eligible to be in the points, even if it looks like they should be the 3rd rider across the line, not until they're back into the race and scored down or up the lap, depending on where they are. 108 going scored down the lap as well, and will join in with the field. So 108 down the lap and is now eligible for points as well. 3 to go. Points update. 15 points to your leader, Ruth Tomko. 1 point behind is Kelly Darlene with 14 points. With 8 is Neve Durfee in 3rd. Sarah Lynch still holding on to 4th with 6. All the riders now have been lapped and are in the negative. Ouch. The fast front of this race. 2 to go. Lynch has still not been lapped, so important for the junior to try to stay away here and stay in the positive. It won't really change anything. If they go into the negative, they still will end up being in 4th, but there's some pride in this at this point, too, as this young rider is in position to stay on the lap of the leaders. Why not? Good training for this junior. Good working effort here tonight. Back to the field. You see Tomko The lead three of that field are the lead three on the race as well, your current points leaders. The back half of that field, the group that got lapped. Here they come to the front this time to hear their final bell. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. 1 point separating Tomko and Darlene. Tomko just needs to finish in front of the jersey and the blue jersey right in front of them. As long as they can finish in front of that jersey, they are set to win this race. And there actually goes Lynch down behind the field on this final lap. Still end up in fourth here tonight, kind of almost a non-factor. Here comes the effort from the front between Tomko and Darlene. Tomko for the final 10 will be your victor here this evening. Then Darlene, Durfee, and I believe it's Fuller next across the line. 4 points that was eligible there. Paul Rath still on the track. We got one more athlete still finishing up, so stand by here for just a moment. One rider still in their lap. Hold on. Cat 1-2s on the side for just another moment for their points race. After that, our final race of the evening, Cat 3s. Points racing still coming up. Nice racing tonight for Paul Rath, finishing up here tonight. Well done. Great racing all night long for the open women. That'll be the last time we get to see him on this Friday night. Now to the rail, Cat 1-2s for the points race. Cat 1-2 men to the rail for your points race. Eight by 5, 40-lap points race. Riders away for the same rule set we just saw. But a little longer distance this time. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around with us this evening. What a beautiful night we're enjoying here in the Pacific Northwest. Thanks to King County Parks for being our great partner in this beautiful venue. Wonderful to have all of you with us. I see you down there in the beverage garden putting your hands together. I see you down there. Let's make some noise in the beverage garden if you're still hanging out with us. There we go. Beautiful evening. Thank you for being with us. This has been a lot of fun. Couple more great races to go. This is our Cat 1-2s, our biggest field of the night, getting started. Onto the home straight. Points racing action. This should be a dynamic one with this group of riders and with 8 opportunities to pick up points too. This one's going to be quite the tale to tell once it's all told and done here tonight. Shogun of Seattle starting it off. I think Ben Flom will be the leader of the opening lap, number 35, if I'm not mistaken, with number 3 right there as well as Gallagher. A little flipping around a position quickly there on this opening lap. A bit of a burner to open things up. 39 to go. Next week is Elite Regionals. Registration is open, and I think the start list will finally actually represent who's signed up for racing. So please make sure if you are planning to be here next week, get registered, riders, for racing next week. Elite Regionals happening here next weekend. Big move here from the front for Halfacker. That's number 37. 35 in pursuit is Flom. Couple riders in the field sitting high. The next rider to jump up is number 2, Harrison Devine. I've talked about him a couple times tonight. He's going to be one of these riders who's going to look for these opportunities to move away from the group like this. So he'll jump up and do one of these here. There goes number 10, Tyson Danielson. Trying to take advantage of the speed at the front here. Join in, as is number 6, Quinn Kennedy. Got a group of 5 altogether. They've got themselves a little new group at 37 to go. It's Flom leading the way. Devine, Danielson, Kennedy, and Halfacker make up the break of 5. Not a lot of distance separating them, and that small distance is getting gobbled up by number 3. Gallagher closes it down in rapid fashion. The field rejoins. Going to be really hard to get away from a field of this size before we get somewhere kind of in the middle of this race. These first several point sprints, I imagine, are going to come mostly from the field. There's our bell, 36 to go. First opportunity for points. Halfaker at the lead of the lap. These riders are all local competitors. They're all essentially from Western Washington. We get riders up from the Portland area, sometimes from across the mountains as well, our friends on the eastern side. We get Canadian competitors that'll come down this way from British Columbia. But generally speaking, this is a Seattle area field. These are riders all from our own community coming out here and putting on these weekly competitions. Good speed at the front for Halfaker. He holds out all the way around. Whoa, I think it's Gallagher, though, barely. I think it's just in the favor of number 3. Number 33, I think, was across the line second. Andrew Martin maybe third for 2 points, and it was Danielson, I'm almost certain, for 1 there. Officials are getting the results up so quick tonight that I don't have to be too worried about the scoring, so I'll let them get that going, and we'll get that on the screen here in a bit as well on the live stream. If you're here in the park and you haven't helped us out, we are spoiled here, folks. You should tune into the live stream and just see how cool some of the overlay stuff is we're doing this year. Our help from our board member, Dominic, has been doing some great work behind the scenes to support us and update it week by week. If you're already out there watching it and seeing that, don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up and give a little bit of love and support for the hard work going on to make this production as good as we can to your benefit. Good speed here at the front. Looks like there's a little bit of separation starting to form. Not going to see too much of it, though, as the field quickly on top of it. Points should be heading in now, so let's take a look at those updates after the first sprint. Confirmed that it was number 3 flying in for the 5 points. Gallagher, your early leader after the first sprint. Number 37 picking up 3. That's Halfaker, currently in second. 2 points to Andrew Martin, currently for third, and 1 point to Tyson Danielson in fourth. Having someone tuning from Bellingham, enjoying watching the racing after hours after tennis. Nice. Thank you for your thank yous. We appreciate it. P&W Hikes and Tennis. That's a good name for someone who does tennis in this area. 22 off the front. The bell's ringing with 31 to go, and it's Matty Hers getting styling on the front here. Back to the field. The response coming from Halfaker, number 37. Some good acceleration now as the rider from Apex Racing brings with him Gallagher and Gardner. And I think that's going to be Galen Erickson also. Ooh, look at the hustle from Coalition. Onto the front, it's going to be Matty. Hers still. Hers for 5. Gallagher maybe snuck in for the 2 there, or for the 3. It's between him and Halfaker. 1 point, I believe, for number 25, Galen Erickson. That's going to go to the camera for review, so we're giving that just another second to confirm. Between the sprint for 3 and 2 points, that was another close one. Gallagher's doing some pretty big work here early on to get some of these intermediate points taken care of in the early stage of this race. Probably feeling a little bit fresh after not having to work too much through that missing out. It's got some fresh legs here for the long points race, does number 3. Expect him to try to make this thing fast and frequent here, as is going to be number 2 and number 6, 2 other riders that really want to keep this thing quick. Speaking of which, there goes number 2 on his attack, Divine. Gallagher will mark him, joins in on the fun, jumps up into the sprinter's lane, and Quinn Kennedy immediately responding on the wheel of Gallagher. Stretching this thing out nice and long all the way through the corner. 28 to go. Points should be in. Let's take a look at the newest updates here. We have in first place Gallagher with 8 points now. In second, Halfaker with 5. Also in second with 5 is Matty Hers. In fourth with 2 is Andrew Martin. We have a tie for fifth between Danielson and Erickson, both with 1 point. Everybody else looking for their first points of the race. Quinn Kennedy on the breakaway. As I'm giving the points updates, the field sits high. In number 6, rides low, going fast in the sprinter's lane. That's the area between the black and the red line, the short line around the track. Back to the field here, all sitting above the blue line, giving a lot of space for this breakaway effort from ACT. Wyatt Paul at the front, not going to do any sort of response here. Nor is Halfacker. He's been very involved in these early sprints. He's letting this go and roll for a bit here. Now about 4 or 5 riders all at the exact same time, getting up to speed. The bell's ringing for your leader. So there's Quinn Kennedy, still looking very good out in front of the field. Back to the field to see how this one plays out with the bell ringing. Quinn Kennedy will be getting 5 on this lap. There's almost no question. Here's the bell ringing, 26 to go. That's Andy Lynch, number 33 on the lead. Serge Malikian and Gallagher, the junior, number 3, lined up at the front with Danielson, one of the riders to pick up points in this race so far, also near the front. A little bit of movement out of the lineup, the sprint coming down the back straight. Lynch is going to lose position out of Malikian. Malikian, Gallagher, yes, up track. It is Quinn Kennedy for 5, following the field. Malikian onto the home straight. Gallagher not going to fight too hard for these ones. It'll be Malikian picking up 3, Gallagher for 2, and Danielson with 1 more here, picking up some valuable points on the back end of these sprints. Quinn Kennedy with the big 5 on the solo break. You can look at the pace up there off the front. They are looking pretty consistent, a little bit gassed after that last one. Still down in that arrow position, hands hanging over the front of the bars. Great in an endurance effort like this. They look still pretty comfortable, but the field's looking like they also might be wanting to roll up here pretty soon. 24 to go. The lead of the field now is Harrison Devine, number 2, who moves up above the blue line. Everybody's sitting wide across the track, kind of looking for the next big movement from the field to go get this leader. Gallagher putting things together now. Let's check on the race results here from that previous sprint while we move our way towards this leader potentially. Your points updates. Gallagher in the lead with 10. 3 riders tied for second, each with 5 points apiece, is Halfacker, Hers, and Kennedy. In 5th with 3 is Serge Malikian. 2 riders in 6th place, both with 2 points, is Andrew Martin and Tyson Danielson. Galen Erickson with a single point, currently good for 8th place. Everybody else looking for their first points. And it does look like the breakaway of Kennedy is going to come to an end here just ahead of this bell. Well, there's still a lap out, so it's actually got a little bit of time here. You see 22 to go, bell at 21. Near the halfway point here, this race has been pretty quick. But as I said, none of these breakaways are going to stick for very long. I was impressed to see Kennedy get away as much as they did there, honestly. Very impressive individual effort from number 6. Here comes another attempt. This time it looks to be Luca Ostertag-Hill for Liquid Velo. You got leading factory, the blue and the red of Matty Hers right on the wheel. The response from the field is going to be Galen from Coalition. Halfacker, I believe, for Apex. There's your bell. 21 to go. More points next time. Matty Hers pulls up for Luca. Also pulling up out of the way. Now Galen Erickson has the front race. Halfacker's right there, as is Serge Malikian. Chris Wilson, number 5, is bringing up the drag race from behind, though. He's got a good head of steam here. Driving it up above the red line now. He's got the lineup following him. He's going to run into a wall of the sprinters in front of him, though. They're trying to come up out of the sprinters lane. Halfacker jumps out, gets good clear line. Halfacker to the front of the race, hitting the home straight. Halfacker for Apex Racing. Chris Wilson still has a head of steam. He's trying to challenge. Chris Wilson, whoa! I think it's 37 just barely for 5. 5 for 3 that time, 3 for 2, and 6 for 1. That was a confusing series of numbers to say out loud, but I know I got it right. We'll get the official call again, pretty close on the line. We'll want to make sure we get that one right for the sprint for 5. I think Chris Wilson did not quite get there. The catch was on the way. Man, it was close, though. And the officials do give it the direction of number 37. Halfacker holds off just long enough to pick up the 5. Those points are coming into the results as well. Let's take a look at what our new updated points totals are after the previous sprint. In first place with 12 points is Merrick Gallagher, still holding on to the lead of this thing. He has a 2-point lead over Halfacker, who is now in second with 10. In third with 6 is Quinn Kennedy. In fourth with 5, Matty Hers. 2 riders in 5th place, both with 3 points, Chris Wilson and Serge Malikian. 2 riders in 7th with 2 points apiece is Danielson and Martin. Galen Erickson still with 1 point, currently in 9th. Still plenty more chances to sprint, and this race is far from over. This is the point of the race where things might start getting a little bit more pulled apart and separated. This is a great opportunity for a rider like number 2 to put in an attack well ahead of the bell. His attempt here is he's hoping that the field is a little bit gassed after all that effort. They're a little bit low on oxygen in the system, and this is a little window maybe to get more going from the front. And there's that bell for the next sprint at 16 to go. Martin on the front of the lap, looks over the right shoulder, pulls out of the way for Quinn Kennedy. This is the rider that we saw on the breakaway earlier in this race, so keep watching number 6 still being active here now at the front of the field. The field responding quite quickly. Serge Malikian, number 99, just about to be in contact there with number 15, Hafer in the pink. Everything's basically all lined up. Going into the corner, here comes Devine on the front of the sprint. Number 1 positioning himself. You've seen Martin do this a couple times tonight. Good speed from him. He should be able to take over the front this time for the 5. Devine and Martin. It'll be Martin for 5, Devine for 3, Matty Hers 2, and Luca Ostertag Hill 1. Though my calls are unofficial that time, I think my eyes got every detail correct. We'll get the updates here shortly. 4 riders just in front of the rest of the field. Not really a break here, just a little bit of a valley to cross for the field if they want to be up at the front of the race. A couple riders making that effort now. And things starting to come back together again shortly after the sprint. 14 to go. With the field kind of keeping it quick like this, it's hard for a rider like Devine or Gallagher to try to put in sort of a big attack and separate themselves. It's already going pretty quick here. It's when it's going slow that the threat of the attack really happens. Points should be in. Let's go take a look at where things ended up after that last sprint. This race continues to develop towards its exciting finish. In first right now, still with 12 points, is number 3, Merrick Gallagher. In second with 10 is still Aaron Halfacker. 2 riders in third with 7 points apiece is Andrew Martin and Matty Hers. In fifth with 6 is Quinn Kennedy. 3 riders in 6th place, each with 3 points. Serge Malikian, Chris Wilson, and Harrison Devine. In 9th place, Tyson Danielson with 2. Galen Erickson still with 1, but now Luca also with 1 point. They are tied for 10th now. The top of the race is still only separated by just a few points. Your top 4 positions, 6 points separating. Top 2, only 2 points apart from each other. Martin has advanced big after that last sprint. He's moved up in several positions, and now he's knocking on the door, sitting in 3rd currently. At 12 to go, here's another attack, this time from Luca. Number 44 has pulled away. Devine, number 2, is in pursuit, as is Kennedy. That looks to be Andrew Lynch on the wheel of Kennedy. And Halfacker also working his way up. The front of the field is Chris Wilson, and he's not going to let this thing get away. He's putting in a big dig here as well. Field rolling through. They are in contact with the bridging group already. It's Luca getting the bell first. 11 to go. Big attack here for the rider from Liquid Velo. Can he hold off this field? Here comes Lynch now, number 33, leading things out. Halfacker actually abandons here. He pulls up and out of the sprinter's lane. He's going to give up on the points on this one. This could be very big for the top of the race. Halfacker currently in 2nd place. He goes way back in position. This is a big, wide open door for some other riders to start moving up this list. Gallagher clearly not feeling himself either. He's going to sit out this sprint as well. Luca for 5. And Erickson for 3. 2 points for Andy Lynch down there in the sprinter's lane. And I got number 5, Chris Wilson, for 1. Your race leader, Gallagher. Your 2nd place rider, Halfacker, nowhere to be seen in that sprint. Here goes Chris Wilson. This is what I'm expecting to see on that last sprint, is the field sitting up a little bit and someone going. Chris Wilson's feeling this is a window of opportunity to move, and there's Gallagher. He's been sitting out a little bit here. Now he's feeling ready to go throw down. Wilson encouraging the junior to come out from the field. The Sharks are in the water, hunting now, looking for opportunities. With 9 to go, Nolan Adams also smelling the opportunity himself. He jumps out of the group. So this is kind of getting interesting. Watching the field here, you can see them peeling down out of the group, down that sprinter's lane one by one, and it's just a few too many riders. They're feeling a little uncomfortable now. Back to the front, Gallagher has taken over on the lead of the lap. We've got the 3 chasing right behind him. Gallagher's just on a solo man ride. He doesn't care about the other riders. He's going to try to go, gone here. Before things get away from us, checking these points again, a lot of riders with points in this race. Currently leader is still Gallagher with 12, Halfacker in 2nd with 10. Hers and Martin in 3rd with 7 each. Quinn Kennedy, Luke Ostertag-Hill in a tie for 5th, both with 6 points. Chris Wilson and Galen Erickson in 7th with 4. Malikian and Devine in 9th with 3. There are points all over this field. Surprisingly, though, the way that the points have gone out to the competitors, it has not really gone in anyone's favor enough times for the lead of the race to change. So kind of sitting out these sprints, Gallagher's been able to kind of be in the field, and he's finally in this position where he's off the front. He's got one teammate with Robson here. Bell's ringing for the leading 2 riders. 6 to go. Leader of the race on the front of the lap with Robson in tow. The bell ringing for the field. Let's see who's in pursuit. Matty Hers coming onto the home straight next. He's looking for help. Nobody right there. Number 22, alone in the chase. Malikian pulling up out of the sprinter's lane. There's Halfacker at the front, Quinn Kennedy, and Carl Hafer, number 15, also coming up to the front. It's still Halfacker in second, the rider for Coalition, who's kind of backing away from the front of that field. Let's go see how the points go over here at the front of the race. Will Gallagher give Robson some points here? Looks like he's going to work together. He's being a teammate. Robson for 5, Gallagher for 3. 2 points to Hers in a good position here, and it's just a sprint for 1. Who's going to go get it? Devine, number 2, for 1 point. New leaders and new points, I should say. Let's go check the updates. The order at the top hasn't changed much. Most importantly, though, Matty Hers jumps up into 3rd place on his own with 9 now. That was a big sprint for him to pick up those 2 points. So your top 3, Merrick Gallagher still in the lead now with 15. Aaron Halfacker, not getting any points for several sprints, is still in second with 10. And Matty Hers chipping away at the lead now with 9 in 3rd place. Andrew Martin, rider number 1, is in 4th with 7. All that to say, with 10 points on the line in the final sprint, there are still a lot of ways this race could unfold. The breakaway 2, getting the hands together of the home crowd, is helping out Robson. And Gallagher, the junior, trying to roll towards a win here. He just needs some points in this final sprint to basically guarantee a victory tonight. He doesn't even need to win this sprint in particular. Back to the field, who's sitting where? Above the blue line. Halfacker might need to try to win this sprint from the field if he wants to hold on to 2nd place here tonight, depending on how things shake out around him. It depends kind of who moves in front. He's got to keep his eye on the other riders with points, and it's kind of the test of intelligence in the points races. Can you keep track of who has the points out there in the field and who you're really competing against? Nolan Adams coming out of the field to start things going a little bit here. So we got Dyna Racing leading the lap for the field now. A half lap down from the leaders at 2 to go. Adams thinking about leaving the sprinter's lane. He'll stay in there as the field's going to have to kind of work their way to catch up to him. Still waiting for any big speed from the field. We'll get the leaders on the bell lap now. 1 to go. Robson and Gallagher looking very smooth to finish out the big points race tonight. Gallagher on his way, likely to win this race. He just needs some points here in this final sprint. Back to the field. Also getting the bell. Field sprint here will be for 4 points. Who's going to go get it? 1 to go. 1 to go. Adams on the lead of the lap. There's Danielson right behind him. Number 25 is Galen Erickson trying to position himself as well, moving up at the blue line. There goes Danielson out of the field. Nice attack for the Waterline Racing rider coming up onto the front of the group now. Down the back straight. Good move from him. To the front, it will be Robson rolling away for the 10. Gallagher for 6 will be enough to win the race tonight. Back to the field. Coming around the corner. It's still Danielson on the front. Hitting on the home straight. Halfacker's trying to get in position. Whoa, the sprint for 4. Danielson should find it. Number 1 flies in for 2. An important 2 points for number 1, but Danielson will pick up the big 4 on this final sprint. Gallagher plays it conservative and smart, gets enough points where he needs to win tonight. Doesn't win big, but he wins it all nonetheless. 10 points for Robson on that final sprint will move him up into the top 5, no question. Another great race tonight for our Cat 1-2s, their final contest of the evening. Riders making their way off here. Oh, and we're putting our hands together for them one more time as they come rolling by. Waterline Racing with another victory here tonight for Gallagher in the points race. And a good contest all around. Still sorting out the final results, so they're not quite available just yet. We'll get those available and posted to the live results in due time. Cat 3 is down to the rail for your points race. Officials warning to rider number 6 for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied during the previous race. An officials warning to number 6 for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied during the previous race. At the rail now, Cat 3s for their final race of the night and our last race this evening. And off we go. This is a 6x5, 6 chances to sprint, 5 laps separating each, so a total of 30 laps. Another beautiful evening of racing. For those of you that are starting to kind of pack up and head on out, thanks for being with us this evening. Another great night of racing, and it's always so special to have so many of our friends here in the Redmond community come out and join us and support the racing, so thank you for being a part of our evening. Our final race is in the neutral. We'll get them started at turn 4 as long as we're all together. Racing underway. The racing's underway. Again, we've got ourselves a points race. Same rules apply as the previous one, except the newer rule is Stan says go, 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 go. Stan on the attack. Here we go. 29 to go, Stan. And 316's off the front. Thank you, Beth, for the support in the live chat. I see you. We're trying our best, you know. That was some good racing here tonight. We had a good showing for Cat 1-2s. Dynamic racing. That was not a foregone conclusion at any point during that points race. An exciting missing out tonight for them as well. Great scratch race. So that field really delivered on a Friday night. Stan's having fun off the front right now. Stan Douglas at 28 to go, leading this points race. Back to the field to see where they're at. It looks like that is the Stars and Stripes of Rue Tomko leading things out, number 101. Still stand off the front. Here comes the field now looking to close things down. We've seen a lot of Zachary Simon at the front of the field doing just this, pulling this group through, and they do that again here as we get to the bell just in time to take at the front. Simon on the lead of the lap with the bell ringing. Points next time. Big speed here from one of the juniors. I think that's going to be number 301. Leading this thing out big. The juniors at the front here, fighting for the first points. Whoa! Look at this, Cody for 5. I think William might have gotten nipped at the line by Jared Elog in the blue. We'll wait on the official call on that. I think it was Zachary Simon for 1 point. Here goes Samuel Hill in the yellow. Samuel on his turn of speed here, looking very smooth at the front of the group. 327 has taken over. Trying to set up an attack, not involved in that previous sprint. Probably by design, was hoping to separate himself from the field immediately after that sprint was done. Back to the field, you'll see Rutomko starting to get a little bit more active here, trying to get things a bit closer. Sam looking very quick here, though. That gap opening up. 23 to go. It was Elog getting the second place on that previous sprint. So 306 does end up getting the big 3 points there in what was a pretty close sprint. Your points totals have been updated. Let's check our leaderboard now. In first is Cody Chang for the Jerry Baker Juniors with 5 points. In second, Jared Elog for Apex Racing with 3. In third with 2 points is William Wong, also for the Jerry Baker Juniors. And in fourth with 1 is Zachary Simon, the rider of Coalition. Current race is Samuel Hill off the front. Rest of the field just trying to scramble their way back up to him. Running out of time, though. Here comes the bell. The rider in yellow trying to get the big payoff of 5 for all this effort on his own. Points next time around. Hill off the front. Simon chasing. Coming on the home straight, it will be your rider in yellow, picking up 5, it looks like. So Samuel on the attack following the previous sprint gets what he was looking for. Here comes the rest of the riders. Elog for 3. Tomko 2. That's going to be Matt Beers, 308 for 1 point. A few more good laps of racing here. We'll get our results updated shortly. This group looking to be pretty competitive tonight. Samuel Hill is caught, brought back into the group. Now seeing 19 to go. He's on it again. 327. Endless energy here. Call this guy the Energizer Bunny. This dude does not give up. You'd think after being off the front for 4.5 consecutive laps, you'd need to sit in for a while longer. He does decide to pull off the energy here, so needs to recharge at least a little bit before going again. A short-lived attack, back together as we hit turn 4. $18 on the lap cards. This looks to be Peter Snoblin, leading Factory Racing, off the front of the group now. No response from the field, who's sitting above the blue line, mostly behind Zachary Simon again. 17 to go for your leader, looking pretty smooth here. Keep your eyes to the field. The first move from there is going to be the rider in yellow. Samuel Hill on the aggression again. I believe points have been updated here for our current race. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as we're getting into this next sprint. Your leader with 6 is Jared Elog. In second, 2 riders with 5 each is Samuel Hill and Cody Chang. In fourth, 2 riders with 2 points apiece, William Huang and Ru Tomko. In sixth, with 1 point each, is Zachary Simon and Matt Beers. Bell's ringing for yet another sprint at 16 to go. It's still Snoblin off the front. Field looking around a little bit. I think that's Cody near the front now. There goes Tomko and Cody sitting side by side. One of our younger juniors trying to hold on to the front of this big sprint. Snoblin on the way for 5. Good move for the rider from leading Factory. 15 to go, picks up 5 points. Tomko gets 3. Samuel Hill for 2. And down there in the sprinter's lane, I believe that was Cody for 1 point. Now seeing 14 to go. Your new leader after that last sprint now, it looks like, let's take a look at this leaderboard. In first place with 7 is Samuel Hill. The rider in yellow in the middle of the field. Jared Elog and Cody Chang are tied now for second, both with 6 points. In fourth place, we have a tie between two, both with 5 points, is Ru Tomko and Peter Snoblin. In sixth with 2 is William Huang. 2 riders at seventh with 1 point each, Zachary Simon and Matt Beers. A little static there. And there's the energy coming from number 314, Zach Simon. Has been working a lot for other people. Time to work for himself, he thinks. Get some speed going here before the field can respond. Maybe get a small gap going for himself and finally get some payoff for all this energy he's been sending at the front of this field this evening. Good gap here. Tomko responded as quickly as they could. Still several bike lengths to catch up to the rider from Coalition out the front. 12 to go. 2-second gap or so back to Matt Beers currently. Next time around, the bell's going to be ringing. Might be a tough spot for Simon here as they're starting to close in just ever so slowly on him. Trying to hold on long enough for this bell. Showing some good tenacity here. He's not giving up the position. He'll make them catch him for the points, and in fact, they'll start to give up a little bit here. Samuel Hill, though, he comes to the front now. Your current leader in the race to the front of the field at 11 to go. Off the front is Zachary Simon again, just by about 2 seconds. Looking like it might be carrot on the stick energy here now, though, as we hit the back straight. The field is right there. Now ready to make the jump. Here goes Samuel Hill up and out of the saddle. Good acceleration from your current race leader. Tomko following that wheel nicely. Jared Elog losing tempo a little bit there, not able to hold on to the acceleration of Tomko. Tomko jumping at it. Tomko. That's going to be Elog third across the line, I believe, and Simon fourth across the line. Likely a change of the finishing order, though, for the racing at the front. .327 being relegated from the previous sprint for coming out of the sprinter's lane while the sprint was engaged. That will move Ru into the top spot for the sprint for 5 points. Field crawling their way back to the 2. They're sitting up at the rail, kind of letting this thing come back together again after the moment there in the last sprint. With 8 to go, 2 sprints remaining. Points totals are in following that relegation. Let's take a look at how things shook out for the group. Tomko, no surprise, takes over the top, picking up 5 there. So your leader now with 13 points for J. Baker Jr.'s Ru Tomko. Now in second with 10 is Peter Snoblin for Leading Factory Racing. In third, we have a tie between Elog and Hill, both with 9 points. In fifth with 7, Cody Chang. And in sixth with 3 is Zachary Simon. 7 to go. 2 sprints remain. Bell next time around. Your rider currently in second. Snoblin at the front there, up near the top of the field. And down from down low, one of the younger riders, a junior, getting it moving. Look at this attack from the kid. Nice work here against the field. Look back at this group. They are just letting him roll with this. They're sitting above the blue line right now as they cruise into turn 3. Cody Chang on the move. 6 to go for the junior. Big points at the line next time. He certainly is on his way to get it. This is a big effort for the youngster. Bell's still ringing for the field. The first one to respond is Zach Simon, number 314, who gets things up to speed, heading into corner 1. Pulling away from the field. We already know Cody's going to pick up the 5. Continue to watch this chase from the field as it's Zach Simon off the front by several bike lengths now. Tomko starting to respond as well as we go into the corner. That's Hill and Elog right next to each other. Chang for 5. Here comes the corner. It's Simon on the front. Tomko 5. I think it's Simon 3. Elog, excuse me. I believe it's Tomko 3, Simon 2, and Elog 1. That call is certainly unofficial. We'll get the confirmation from the infield. Look at this, though, folks. Cody's still going. The off-season training's paying off. Oh, what? That's the slower part of the track. Get back to the fast part. There we go. They're above the blue line. Go, go, go. Now's the time you drop the hammer. That's what you got to do. Getting all the help from the home crowd. They love seeing one of the kids on the development team take a risk like this. Back to the field, who's sitting at the blue line. The moment that we're going to be watching for is there a response from this field? This has been a long night of racing. This is a long competition. Cody's showing he's got great grit, good athleticism, some good race smarts here tonight for when he set that first attack. He almost abandoned what was really good track position. No reason to do it. He's on it again. We see Tomko now picking up the speed. The field's starting to accelerate. Cody's got almost a half lap advantage. He crosses the finish line. He's about 150 meters up on the group right now. Here comes the field, still taking their turns at the front, now seeing 3 to go. Here goes Matt Beers. Next rider to pursue. Cody's hoping to see this 2 to go and still have lots of room behind him. He's still in good position here. This gives huge points for the kid. Let's look at the results before we hit this finish, because Cody's currently in second with 11 points and a tie with Jared Elog. He needs these points here at the end. In first is still Root Tomko with 13. In fourth with 7 is Sam Hill. In fifth with 5 is Peter Snoblin. Your leader, Root Tomko, back in this field, kind of watching this thing develop. Matt Beers is the only rider who could possibly catch, and he doesn't look like he's going to. Let's go look at the spin and the cadence here on Cody. He's still rolling it. Looking really consistent. He's got to find one more lap here. He's got this. 1 to go. 1 to go. 1 to go. Digging deep, looking down at where it hurts. Finding that last little bit of effort to finish tonight. Back to the field, also getting the bell. 1 to go. It's Tomko on the lead of the lap, doing double laps here tonight. They've got to be tired, but still putting in some great effort here tonight. That will certainly pay off at competition later this season. We'll watch this field as they try to catch Cody. I just don't think it's going to happen. He has just opened up too big of a gap. Off they go. The sprint for second underway. It's going to be Samuel Hill taking over the front with Rocco Alexander trying to follow. The crowd's making some noise for Cody, picking up the Big Ten. Should be good for the victory tonight with 21 points on the board. Samuel Hill picks up the 6. Should be good for second overall. We'll move him up to, I believe, 13. Wow. The kid gets a big one here tonight. That is always a fun one to watch. And the timing was just beautiful. Waiting for that second to last sprint to go and just opening up a huge attack. And then to back it up with the amount of endurance that he showed there and the grit to just dig in and get a couple more laps. He wanted to give up. But, hey, also shout out to the crowd for making him stay in that lane. I mean, I think that was a crowd win for sure. Well done to everybody here. Nice racing all throughout the day. Athletes, thank you for a fantastic evening. That was some great racing all throughout. Fans that are still here with us, you're the real ones. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening, for being here at the park. You're the best. You are what make racing so special. If you're out there on the stream enjoying our racing, we appreciate you as well. Please help us along our path of spreading the good word about track cycling and try to promote what we do here. One thumbs up and a subscribe goes a long way. Please don't forget to do it. We really appreciate your support. Sorry for the beginning, not having our audio sorted out. I promise we get a little bit more professional every single week. To our officials, to our volunteers, and to our staff, thanks for running a very efficient and safe race night tonight. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to our food trucks that are here as well. Crazy Asian, and I think the Two Bums Shaved Ice are still hanging out with us, so come on over if you're still here in the park. Racing next week is going to be Elite Regionals. Riders, make sure you have registered for that. Oh, we got Amara getting on the microphone. What is up?
Because it's also a grad night. Congratulations, Rue, Merrick, and Kelly for recent graduations. We have cake coming. If you would like cake, a little post-racing cake, we have a couple different cakes here.
Do we want to put it on the podium?
On the podiums. Have some cake.
Happy graduation season to all the Pacific Northwesters. I know there's a bunch of people out there that are, if you're in different parts of the country, you're like, my goodness, graduation was like a month ago. We know. We're slow around here to get to it. Thanks again for tuning in, for being a part of today's experience, whether you're here, out there, online. Thanks for watching, and we hope to host you for more great racing action right here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.